Okay, let's get this review going. Let's get this over with as quick as possible. For one, it's storming like hell out there. We're under a severe thunderstorm right now. And two, this figure. What is going on, Figma? What is going on? I thought the error, which was Kamen Rider Steen, was resolved. I thought you went back to the great quality figures, but oh my god, you screwed this one up big time. You definitely did. Figma Kamen Rider Siren, people. A very nice looking figure nonetheless. Truly is highly detailed and very proportionate to a feminine style. Truly is. The very first Masked Rider female figure. Truly. Hell, the first ever female Kamen Rider, actually. Wow. Such a very, very interesting character in the Masked Rider Ryuki / Kamen Rider Dragon Knight franchise. Truly she was. I do believe they killed her off in the Japanese adaptation of Masked Rider Ryuki. Well, you know, the original Masked Rider Ryuki. The movie, I think they killed her off. That's when she actually premiered. But then they killed her. In Kamen Rider Dragon Knight, they didn't kill her because, you know, we Americans are shows we can't kill anybody without bringing them back. That's just the way it is. We're wusses. We are when it comes to television shows. We are wusses. We can't kill anybody without having to bring them back. But in Japan, you kill somebody, you get away with it. I don't know what it is. I don't want to go anywhere beyond that from what I've said. So, alright. We're 2 minutes in. Let's take a look at the figure. The detail, first of all. Very nice. Love it. I love the fact that her advent belt is the same size as all the male Kamen Rider figures. That's nice. There should be no difference in the scale of the belt, because pretty much in the show that was the size of her advent belt anyway. It was the same belt as all the others. It's got a nice chrome feel to it. It actually does. The belt's just so shiny. Very nicely detailed, like I said. It's got her swan card, as you can see, the advent deck. The buttons are painted very nicely. Doesn't seem to be any paint splashes anywhere beyond where they're supposed to be. Moving on. Move this arm up for a second. She's got a very, very skinny holster, or whatever you want to call it, for a weapon. But it's really, really skinny, pretty thin, and the hole is very, very squeezed in. It's pretty hard to actually get her sword in there. Which is why Figma created 2 blades for her God, what is it called? I just had it and then I lost it. The visor. Her sword visor is what I'm going to call it, people. She's got 2 blades. One for when she's wielding her weapon in combat, and the second is a smaller scaled down version to where she can, you know, store away her sword. So yeah, pretty much this one will go in the holster, but it's really hard to do it at the moment, people, and I do not want to break it. This is really, really thin. I mean, it's as thin as a toothpick. It can be used as a toothpick, and I don't want to break it. Now, I've heard that even though these are a bit rubbery, people are breaking the weapons to her. How are you doing that? Look at this. Look at this. Look, I'm bending it. I'm bending this one like crazy. It ain't breaking. Her sword vent is not breaking. How are you guys breaking this thing? Her handle to her shield. It's nice and tight. Look at that. I'm twisting it. How are you guys breaking this stuff? The explanation is beyond anything I could actually think of. How are you guys breaking her accessories when I'm not? Her card's pretty nice as well. I mean, her final vent card, as all the other Kamen Rider Dragon Knight figures of the Figma line, they only come with 1 card, and that's final vent. Very nicely detailed. I like that. Accessories she comes with. Just a moment. Got a cramp in my foot. Let's get to this immediately, because I don't want to make this a long review, people. I really don't. It's getting bad outside. It really is. She's got her Figma stand. So, okay. Usual stuff. That's fine. 9 interchangeable hands. Now, what happened to the 10th hand? It's not my figure. Every review of her on YouTube, she's only had 9 hands. Why is that? Am I missing something here? Did Figma think it wasn't important to have the 10th hand? Is it got something to do with the male Kamen Rider figures? I don't know. But I'll tell you one thing. Her hands are very different from the male ones. Well, for one, they're not male hands. But two, they're in different positions, different poses. You know, very feminine style poses that female would put her hands in, truly. She's got the fist, she's got the car holder, she's got like some kind of hand that's like this. You know, she's doing the Vulcan sun or something. No, I'm just messing with y'all. And then she's got her splitted finger hands, and then she's got where she could hold her weapons, which pretty much that's every action figure I have the open hands, so you know it's a simple put the weapon in, put the weapon out without having to switch the hands. Now if I'm going to switch her hands, it would be for stop motion, but I don't know. This figure has a lot of problems, truly she does. She also has a set of instructions, you know, completely pointless crap that Figma keeps doing. The bag, the Figma bag, oh man, I hate that, I really do. I could just get a couple of buckets from Walmart and save myself the trouble. Her cape. Let's talk about this thing. It is nice, it really is, and I love how it shines. It is so gorgeous, it's so beautiful, well crafted by Figma. But the one thing that screws this thing completely over is the wires. It's not like Wing Knight's cape. It really isn't. The wires are showing. They are showing, and they look like twist ties to like a, you know, a bread bag or something. It really does. And look at that. Look at that. I didn't do anything, and it's already coming off. It's coming off of the cape because it's not glued down properly. I've tried super glue, and that doesn't work either. So that's a load of crap. It really is. So yeah, this one's flapping around now, which makes it impossible to put it in different poses, which sucks. It really does. It sucks how they're doing this. Such a great looking design, and yet they ruin it with the wire. You know what? If they didn't want to put this down properly, they shouldn't have put the wires down in the first place. It still is nice, however. And of course, I'm going to show it anyway. There's the peg. And there's the hole on the cape itself. Just, you know, simple peg into the hole, and there you go. She's got her cape. But look at that. That sucks! I gotta fix that again, and hopefully this time it will stay in longer. I'll glue it down really strong if I have to. Oh, yeah, I should show a difference. I'm not so sure if this was actually with the original Kamen Rider Swan figure I had before I, you know, gave them all away in a contest that Zeltrax Millennium won. I can't remember. It's been a while, but isn't she supposed to have, like, ports on the back of her design as well? Jesus. Sorry, that's thunder. It's getting really bad, guys. I gotta hurry this up. But notice how she doesn't have the ports. I thought she did. Maybe it's just me. I'm not so sure. Well, actually, she really doesn't have any ports on her except for her knees. But they're not the same design. They're not the same design. They're square. These are round. So I don't think those are ports after all. What is the point of the ports of anyway, these figures? Why do they have ports? Is it to hold their weapons or something? I know it's the design on their suits, but I just don't understand it. Whatever. So, okay. It's time for articulation, since I got the time. Articulation pretty much is the same as all the other Kamen Rider figures. You know, the head's on a ball joint, and it moves around pretty good. Look at that. Yeah, nice. Her shoulders. Oh, Jesus, not again. Oh, boy. Okay. Shoulders on a ball joint. Elbows on a ball joint. Her hands, pretty much her wrists, they are in such a position where, you know, they can fold in and out, and they can rotate, stuff like that, yada yada. You know how it is with a Figma figure. Ball joint at the chest area. Her thighs are on a ball joint, and also the PVC plastic is sticking out. I've tried to blow dry it just to warm it up and try to stick it back underneath the thigh articulation, but it just keeps coming back out of the joint. I don't know what it is, but it just utter crap. You can get a lot of poses. It goes in and out, up and down, back and forth, all that kind of stuff. Knees on a ball joint, goes back pretty good, and it also rotates, as you can see, which is nice. Her feet are kind of weird. I mean, they're on the same ball joints as the male Kamen Riders, but just because of the way they're designed, and since they're high heels, the only way to actually get them to pivot like so, to put her in an ankle or angle position like that, you have to mess around with it. Let's just say you got to play around with it in order to get it right. And sometimes when you do that, you can't even get it back straight, which is kind of sucky. But still, the figure is nice. Here's a look at the back again, just in case. So yeah, she's nicely detailed. I like the design of her, I really do. But this is where I have a majority of a problem with this figure. I cannot keep these shoulder bits on. I cannot. I don't know what it is. They're designed properly, but for some reason they just want to come off so much. And it's tiring. It's sickening. I've had to take dabs of super glue just to stick these on to make them sit on there properly, perfectly, forever. But no, they just keep coming off. Now, they're getting easier to put back on, but that's not the problem. Here's another problem. You simply, when you're trying to move her elbow or put her in a certain position, that comes right off. Comes right off the peg. And that's both arms. That is... How do you get away with that, Figma? Now, I think I understand exactly why Figma held her back for a very, very long time from being released. They kept moving back the release date for her because of this. Quality control. Next time, check the figure before you release it. Oh my god. Oh my god. I mean, it's a simple pop-on. Yes, that's fine. But I hate it when I'm trying to do like stop-motion films. If I wanted to do stop-motion films with the Kamen Rider figures, I can't use her. I can't. She's just going to fall apart. Maybe that's the advantage to the figure art figures. But you know how long it's going to be until you actually see a swan figure of the figure arts? Let's just get to the point. They just got started with Master Rider Ryuki. So yeah, they've done one rider. He ain't even released yet. So you got a while. You got a long while. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, I've already went through accessories, articulation, I went through the detail, and any other kind of assembly stuff. So, what do I think of this figure? Oh, boy. She's actually a 3.5 out of 5. She's past the, where, you know, it's an exceptional figure where you can purchase her. But really... this makes you feel like you're going to have to purchase two. One to keep in good condition and one to actually super glue the joints together so they don't fall apart anymore. I cannot tell you how tiring that is getting. Even when I put her on my display shelf and I put her in a certain pose, she's still falling apart. Even when I'm not messing with her, she's falling apart. But past all that negative stuff, she is actually a great figure. Very nice to own. You won't regret your decision if you purchase her, and hopefully Figma has had enough time to actually go back and rework on her before releasing her again in a future wave. So if you do purchase her, chances are you may have a better quality figure than I do. So I might buy another one. I might. It all depends if Ricardo's up for it and if I'm willing to pay the price. So, yeah, that's it, guys. You want my opinion? There's my opinion. That is the end review for Figma, Kamen Rider Dragon Knight, Kamen Rider Siren. That's a lot to say. I'd like to give a special thanks to Ricardo, the one person that's been helping me out at obtaining all the Figma Kamen Rider Dragon Knight figures. I know there's not that many more to go, but, you know, he's been there every step of the way, and I appreciate it, man. You are awesome. You are great. Thanks a lot. Thank you. So, alright guys, if you enjoyed this review, and hopefully you did, I hope you'll rate, comment, subscribe. Please do not bash me for this one. I just had to speak the honest truth about this one. She's a bit iffy. She is. But a 3.5 out of 5, that's not bad. So, alright guys, until next time, this is Reyes Power / Sonic Ranger signing out. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope I didn't waste your time, really.